Bonjour et merci, vous pouvez rejoindre nous pour la séance de la PNQ. À mes côtés ce matin, Alwin Sanguili, bonjour.
Bonjour Priscilla.
Private Notice Question, leader l'opposition ce matin, axée la situation concernant chikungunya et dengue. Julie Jonga questionne ministre de la Santé Anil Béchou, il peut envie le nombre de cas de chikungunya et dengue qui finissent enregistrés jusqu'ici, si c'est ban cas importé ou local, qui ban protocole qui finit mettre en place à l'aéroport, au port, pour détecter ban cas, mais aussi qui ban mesures qui finit mettre en place pour détecter rapidement ban cas l'ensemble de l'île et qu'une prise en charge efficace de ban cas rapporté dans l'hôpital, ban centre de santé public et privé et côte ban médecin du privé. Julie Jonga peut aussi con qui ban mesures qui peut prendre pour freiner propagation de la dengue et chikungunya et que prothèse la population. Alwin Sanguili bizarre connaît qu'à ce jour finina 8 cas de chikungunya local qui finissent enregistrés et 3 cas de dengue.
Oui, Priscilla, 8 cas actuellement, 3 cas de dengue. Mais Libon nous fait connaître aussi que ça fait un moment là, qui nous pas tient à aucun cas de chikungunya à Maurice. La dernière fois qu'il nous a gagné une recrudescence de chikungunya, c'était en 2020, donc presque 5 ans après. Est-ce que c'est le changement climatique qui permet ça cas là? Nous pas connaît, mais en tout cas, Libon qui la population prend conscience de la dangerosité de certains cas et aussi qui c'est le chikungunya li transmet à travers 2 moustiques, c'est l'Aedes aegypti et l'Aedes albopictus. Il y a une période d'incubation de 3 à 7 jours après la piqûre et qui ban symptômes Priscilla qui ban dimoun capable ressentir quand je fin gain piqué par sa ban moustique là, c'est surtout une forte fièvre au-delà de 39 degrés Celsius, ban douleur articulaire intense et persistante qui a duré des semaines et même des mois, et aussi ban éruption cutanée et aussi beaucoup de fatigue et de maux de tête.
Alors, samedi, Alwin Sanguili, ministre Béchou, fin dire que c'était une situation préoccupante et il fin tenir quand même à assurer que le ministère de la Santé peut mettre tout en œuvre pour contrôler la situation et évite toute propagation. Il disait que l'équipe de la santé sur le terrain, peut mener une opération de fumigation, de pulvérisation, de traitement de l'herbicide et de surveillance donc dans une zone affectée. Il dit qu'il peut prendre toutes les précautions nécessaires et travaille sans relâche pour contenir la situation et qu'il peut insister qui nous pas capable de prendre ça à la légère si nous pas agir maintenant à lui il dit que la situation pour capable rapidement devient incontrôlable.
Oui, président, le fait que le ministre Anil Béchou servi le réseau social Facebook pour lancer un appel à la population, à la nation. Et donc, un conseil pratique qui nous donné samedi matin aux alentours de 11h. Il dit, la population bien commence à servir une crème anti-moustique, bien commence à protéger en mettant un vêtement protecteur et aussi élimine tout ban eau stagnante qui sont capables de venir dans un jardin, dans un pouflière, tout ça là. Donc, c'est une prise de conscience de l'importance de sa chikungunya là et maintenant des cas de dengue.
Oui, alors, ministre Béchou qui dit aussi que ce combat-là n'est pas seulement celui du ministère, mais le combat de toute une nation. Il dit que si chaque foyer prend son responsabilité, nous sommes capables de briser la chaîne de transmission et arrêter la propagation avant qu'il est aggravé. Alors, ce matin, Alwin Sanguili, est-ce que le ministre pour répondre de manière directe à la PNQ, en tout cas, la speaker de l'Assemblée nationale, Chérine Omero-Désifra, dans une fonction de l'association Femmes à Besoin dimanche, fin faire une critique la manière qui ministre de l'Éducation qui répond dernière PNQ. Alors l'idée qui pas capable permettre ministre faire 10 politique, mais l'idée qu'il est bizarre dire qu'il est pour faire. C'était donc par rapport à une question de bullying dans l'école, là, un sujet qui interpelle donc tout le monde. Il dit que les films bizarres arrêtent le ministre et c'est vrai, à Louis Sanguili, nous constatons que le ministre y fait un véritable procès, un réquisitoire même,
de l'ancien régime.
Un réquisitoire, le gardien, donc au gouvernement sortant l'eau de sous réponse. En tout cas, nous sire ce matin que le message de la speaker n'a pas pour tomber dans l'oreille de sourd et il compte bien appliquer la guillotine s'il le faut.
Oui, parce que Priscilla a une séance de PNQ, il dure en principe 30 minutes. Donc, si nous commençons à 11h30 et qu'un ministre, quand il peut répondre à la PNQ, il peut prendre au moins 20 à 25 minutes pour en dehors du sujet, il ne peut pas répondre directement à un point élément de la PNQ. Ça fait qu'il nous résiste 5 minutes à ce moment-là pour venir la question elle-même.
Oui, alors nous prenons tout de suite la direction de l'Assemblée nationale.
Announcements.
Yes. Honourable members, I have an announcement to make with regard to the composition of the sessional select committees pursuant to Standing Order 69 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, 1995. I have to inform you that I chaired the Committee of Selection on Monday, 24th March 2025, and I have nominated the following honourable members to serve on the different sessional select committees as follows. The Public Accounts Committee. With regards to the Public Accounts Committee, Honourable Kuvalayan Kugan Parapan, Junior Minister of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity, Honourable Gilbert Tony Apollon, Honourable Rameshwar Etouaria, Honourable Jean-François Francisco François, Honourable Sri Dar Jagannath, Dr. the Honourable Sandeep Prayag, Honourable Kaviraj Rukni, Honourable Mohammed Reza Shomtali, Honourable Manoj Seaburn. Furthermore, pursuant to Standing Orders 69-2A, I have appointed Honourable Adrien Charles Duval, Opposition Whip, as chairperson of the said committee. The Standing Orders Committee. With regard to the Standing Orders Committee, chaired by myself and also served by the Honourable Deputy Speaker, I have the Honourable Gavin Patrick Cyril Glover, Honourable Dhananjay Ramphal, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration and International Trade, Honourable Georges Pierre Lejonga, Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Painevel Venkatasamy, Deputy Chief Government Whip. With regard to the House Committee, chaired by the Honourable Deputy Speaker, we've appointed Honourable Marie-Geneviève Stéphanie Antil, Government Chief Whip, Honourable Nitish Sharma Bijan, Honourable Danielle Henriette Manon, Honourable Sridhar Jagannath, Honourable Jean-Patrice France Quirin. With regard to the Broadcasting Committee, have been appointed Honourable Patrick Gervais Assirvadan, Minister of Energy and Public Utilities, Honourable Raviraj Sinha Bichuk, Honourable Louis Ludovic Michel Kazerne, Honourable Jacques Edouard, Honourable Rameshwar Etouaria, Honourable Jean-Pierre France Quirin, and Honourable Manoj Seaburn. The Broadcasting Committee will be chaired by the Honourable Patrick Gervais Astiavadan, Minister of Energy and Public Utilities. The Parliamentary Gender Caucus. With regard to the Parliamentary Gender Caucus, chaired by myself, and which is also served by the Honourable Deputy Speaker as Deputy Chairperson, have been appointed Honourable Johanna Marie Béranger, Junior Minister of Environment, Solid Waste Management and Climate Change, Honourable Eileen Karen Lee Chin Fu Kun Bacha, Junior Minister of Youth and Sports, Honourable Anishta Baburam, Junior Minister of Gender, Equality and Family Welfare, Honourable Mrs. Marie-Véronique Le Govin, Junior Minister of Arts and Culture, Honourable Marie-Geneviève Stéphanie Anctil, Government Chief Whip, Honourable Adrien Charles Duval, Opposition Whip, Honourable Honourable Chetan Anand Babulal, I'm sorry, my eyes are not so good, Honourable Louis Ludovic Michel Kazern, Honourable Marie Roxana Colette, Dr. the Honourable Rubna Bigam Dawiaru, Honourable Miss Danielle Henriette Manon, Honourable Roshan Jaman, Honourable Roshan Jaman, Honourable Chanda Prakash Ramkalawan, Honourable Marie Annabelle Andelana Savabati, Dr. the Honourable Babita Tanu. These, of course, have been appointed by the Selection Committee. Thank you.
Papers have been laid. Questions?
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Minister of Health and Wellness, whether in regard to chikungunya and dengue fever, he will state the number of registered cases thereof as a date, indicating if they are local or imported ones. B, protocols put in place at the airport and the port for the detection thereof, indicating since when. C, measures put in place for the prompt detection thereof island-wide. And 2, efficient management of reported cases thereof in government hospitals and health institutions, private clinics and private practitioners. And D, measures taken to quell the outbreak thereof and protect the public at large. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, chikungunya virus is an arbovirus transmitted by Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. First identified in Tanzania in 1952, the virus has since spread to tropical and subtropical regions worldwide, causing sporadic outbreaks with significant public health and economic burdens. Dengue is also a viral infection transmitted to humans through the bite of infected mosquitoes, Aedes albopictus, which is the same vector for chikungunya transmission. While many dengue infections are asymptomatic or produce only mild illness, the virus can occasionally cause more severe cases and even death. Madam Speaker, a first case of chikungunya was reported on 15th of March 2025 at La Prenaise. It was a 37-year-old lady residing at La Prenaise, Tamarin. She was admitted in a private clinic as she was suffering from fever, joint pains, and had skin rashes. Appropriate treatment was given to the patient. Public health measures were immediately initiated. The patient was put on the mosquito net and provided with mosquito cream. Contact tracing exercise was carried out to identify all persons who were in close contact with the patient. 22 contacts were identified. In addition, vector control measures such as fogging, lobbies hiding, and mist blowing were also carried out in the vicinity of the locality and the places affected persons had visited recently. An entomological survey was simultaneously carried out by the Vector Biology and Control Division of my ministry. Moreover, a multidisciplinary outbreak investigation team was set up to search for additional cases in the neighborhood. A second case was identified on 20th of March 2025, a male patient of 45 years residing at EDC Rivière, working at Tamarin, close to the first case. The patient attended Victoria Hospital with symptoms of fever and joint pains. Subsequently, a third case was reported 21st of March 2025, a female patient residing at Royal Road, Tamarin, was suffering from fever and joint pains. On 22nd March 2025, two more cases were reported, a male patient of 73 years residing at Royal Road, Péribert, and another male patient of 68 years residing at Tamarin, both complaining of fever and joint pains. On 24th of March 2025, three new cases have been reported. As a total, we have 8 reported cases of chikungunya. I am informed that 5 have recovered and have been discharged. The remaining 3 are stable. Madam Speaker, as regards dengue, a first case was reported on 21st of March 2025. A patient residing at Plaine-Maillon and admitted at Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital. The patient was immediately put under mosquito net and given mosquito cream. A contact tracing exercise was carried out once again to identify persons who had been in close contact with the patient. 3 close contacts were identified and the exercise is still going on. Subsequently, 2 cases were identified on 22nd, 23rd and 24th of March 2025, both persons residing in the same street as at the first patient. Both patients have been admitted at Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital. Fever survey and all public health measures have been initiated by the Public Health and Food Safety Inspectorate and the Vector Biology and Control Division of my ministry. As at to date, 3 cases of dengue have been registered, out of which 1 has recovered while the 2 others are still admitted and under care. In short, Madam Speaker, with respect to Part A of the question, the number of registered cases of chikungunya and dengue fever are 8 and 3 respectively, and all these cases are local ones. As regards Part B, the following protocols have been put in place at the airport and the port since they had come into operation. All incoming passengers are screened for the following diseases at the health counter of the airport and port: avian flu, chikungunya, dengue, filariasis, malaria, plague, yellow fever, cholera, monkeypox, Ebola, Marburg, SARS, MERS, COVID-19, Zika. Data captured include name, local address, contact number, country of origin. All data are captured through the Power Business Intelligence System daily from the online digital all-in-one form or its printed version, then transmitted to respective district head officers on the same day. Health surveillance activities are conducted by both the Public Health Food Safety Inspectorate for non-vector-borne diseases and the Health Surveillance Cadre for vector-borne diseases. There are actually 97 health surveillance officers in post for the surveillance of vector-borne diseases. Health surveillance activities are carried out through physical visits where body temperature, personal data, blood sample, blood smears or blotting paper are taken and dispatched to the Central Health Laboratory. Blood samples are then sent to the laboratory for examination as soon as possible. The National Health Surveillance System has been reinforced. Number of persons put under surveillance from January to February 2025 are as follows. Surveillance, cholera surveillance 2,542, malaria surveillance 13,840, Ebola surveillance 355, Zika surveillance 8,772, and chikungunya surveillance 3,673. Dengue surveillance 5,632, plague surveillance 6,403, SARS avian flu 6,531, other diseases 37,701. Madam Speaker, as regards Part C, it is to be noted that chikungunya and dengue are notifiable diseases under Section 42 of Public Health Act 1925, which imposes mandatory requirement for notification of suspected cases by treating doctor of both private and public sectors of my ministry. In addition, as part of the ongoing surveillance, my ministry has implemented the integrated diseases surveillance and response strategy, wherein 11 priority diseases, including chikungunya and dengue, are reported to the Communicable Diseases Control Unit, which operates under the purview of my ministry. Since there was an outbreak of chikungunya in La Réunion Island, and with the influx of large number of passengers therefrom, a case definition of the disease was circulated to all doctors in the public and private sectors in Mauritius and Rodrigue. Continuous medical education was carried out in all health institutions of both private and public sectors. An operational plan was revised for the prevention and control of chikungunya, was operated and approved in February 2025 in view of the exponential increase in the number of cases in Réunion Island since the beginning of this year. The plan was reviewed with special focus on chikungunya and has been amended in view of the impending operationalization of the Public Health Emergency Operations Center, to include components such as incident management system, rapid response team at both regional and national levels. The operational plan provides for strengthening of surveillance, capacity building, and risk communication, and community engagement during the inter-epidemic seasons. The operational plan has been circulated to allow for a standard approach at the management of an outbreak. Even before the detection of the first case, I wish to inform the House that on 16th January 2025, I chaired a multi-sectoral meeting on vector-borne diseases to enhance coordination among other ministries, including agro-industry, environment, tourism, local government, public utilities, amongst others. I also wish to inform the House that Vector Biology and Control Division of my ministry has conducted various mosquito surveys, and since March 17, 2025, 15 mosquito surveys around chikungunya cases and 4 surveys around dengue cases. In total, 3,006 sites were inspected, out of which 34 sites contain larvae of Alpopictus. Since the beginning of this year, 918 tests have been carried out for chikungunya and dengue by Central Health Laboratory, out of which 8 cases of chikungunya and 3 cases of dengue have been confirmed. I also wish to inform that the Central Health Laboratory is adequately equipped to diagnose the chikungunya and dengue. A stock of reagents for dengue is 34,000 tests and for chikungunya 8,000 tests. The measures taken to quell and protect the public health at large. First, we're conducting intersectoral meeting chaired by me to assess the present situation. Actions are taken to foster collaborative support from governmental bodies and non-governmental organizations. Technical meetings are held daily to assess and to review the situation. At district level, the following measures prevail: conduct of environmental health assessment in regions, localities affected within a radius of 300 meters of the case locus to detect mosquito breeding places. Perform field vector control operations, which include indoor residual spraying, outdoor residual spraying, larviciding, mist blowing, fogging, conduct of entomological surveys to assess larvae and adult mosquito indices, conduct of fever surveys and contact tracing, rapid examination of blood sample by Central Health Laboratory, health education at the community level, raising of community awareness through mass media, radio, television, digital health platform, and ensuring community participation. The following has been achieved from notification of the first cases of chikungunya and dengue. Fever survey since 16th of March 2025 up to date. Total number of household visitors 2,045. Total number of blood sample blotting paper taken 201. Total number of contact traced 72. Notices served upon author of nuisances. Total number of notices served 25. Total number of water notices served 111. Statement of nuisance served upon local authorities and other government institutions. Total number of statement of nuisances served 62. Larviciding, total number of premises 11,543. Mist blowing, total number of premises 4,566. Fogging, total number of premises fogged 3,346. Madam Speaker, the local authorities are involved in the cleaning of bare lands and also collection of bulky waste. They are also responsible for cleaning of drains as per established program of work in collaboration with the Land Drainage Authority. I'm informed that the Ministry of Local Government, the above measures are ongoing, and following a meeting I had personally chaired on Monday, 17th of March 2025, with officers of my ministry and also representatives from the Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Environment. I'm informed that a coordination meeting was held at the level of the Ministry of Local Government with all the 12 local authorities, National Environment Cleaning Authority, the Maurice Facilities Management Company, and Living Environment Unit of Ministry of Environment, Solid Waste Management and Climate Change on Friday, 21st of March 2025. A dedicated team has been set up at the level of each local authority to undertake cleaning of bare lands comprising officers from the local authorities, Maurice Facilities Management Company Limited, Field Services, and Living Environment Unit. The cleaning program is being coordinated by the National Environment Cleaning Agency. The Ministry of Local Environment has also obtained financial clearance to the tune of 11 million rupees for the local authorities to embark on a bulky waste campaign across the country, and same would start as from this weekend, that is 29th of March 2025, so as to ensure that the public are at home to remove the bulky waste. Madam Speaker, it is also with regret I have to inform the House that the outgoing government has failed in its duty of protecting our citizens, as it has made a poor provisioning of funds under the budget of the Ministry of Local Government for the allocation of local authorities for the cleaning of bailants. Only 3 million rupees were made available. That for the 12 local authorities, when it should have been 18 million rupees. With regard to bulky waste campaign, only an amount of 15 million rupees were provided instead of 30 million. This shows, Madam Speaker, I'm informed by the Ministry of Local Government that a total of 455 officers have been mobilized for the cleaning of bailants, and it is expected that in 4 weeks we will be able to clean all bailants found in the radius of 300 meters from residential areas. Madam Speaker, I seize this opportunity to make an appeal to the public in general to keep the premises and underdeveloped plots of land clean and tidy, as otherwise the local authorities will be cleaning the land or premises and subsequently charge owners according to under Section 61(9) of the Local Government Act 2011. Madam Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to shed light on how previously during previous health emergencies there had been very inefficient management of public funds. Notwithstanding the scandal surrounding the procurement of Molnupiravir and ventilator from patent breaches, I wish to inform the House that Mauritius has an outstanding debt of around 1 billion rupees in respect of acquisition of COVID-19 vaccine. I'll come on this issue at a later stage in Parliament. Madam Speaker, I'm also informed during the outbreak of dengue 2024, the Ministry of Health had sought and obtained collaboration of several local authorities and private sector to step up vector control measures. A significant number of employees were deployed by the Ministry of Local Government, from the Ministry of Local Government, Local Authority, Ministry of Agro-Industry, Ministry of Environment, Marine Facilities and Tourism Authority. Unfortunately, workers provided their services on a 24/7 basis, but to date have not been paid their dues. An outstanding amount of approximately 55 million rupees had yet to be paid to officers of my ministry and 28 million rupees for other ministries and other departments. Madam Speaker, I would also like to mention that yesterday high-powered committee was held by the Ministry of Education and attended by all top officers, including rectors and headmasters of the private secondary institutions, and they were briefed about the measures that had to be taken. I would also like to add that about 300 employees from the Ministry of Environment and Marine Facilities are actually providing services in this field. Yesterday, I had a meeting with the representative of World Health Organizations, and we had formally initiated steps to seek technical experts from the World Health Organization specifically to assist in designing the seroprevalence survey methodology and advising on risk assessment and vector control strategies and evaluating public health system readiness for arboviral epidemics. And at the same time, Madam Speaker, I would like to mention that chikungunya vaccines are currently under development with one vaccine, Chick live attenuated chikungunya vaccine, which has recently been approved in selected jurisdiction. Our ministry is monitoring the issue, and we hope that in the near future this vaccine will be available to us. And as far as dengue vaccines are concerned, there are 2 dengue vaccines are currently in the global market. Number 1, Dengvazia, a live recombinant tetravalent vaccine. It is approved in several countries, but it has got limited use. And the second is Kedenga, a newer tetravalent live attenuated vaccine recently approved in Europe and some parts of Asia. We are looking into the possibility of having those vaccines once they are cleared by the WHO.
Thank you, Minister. Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Minister has confirmed that we have 11 cases of chikungunya and dengue in the country. Will the Honourable Minister agree that his ministry has been slow in implementing the preliminary measures, and this has resulted in an outbreak in the western part of the island?
Madam Speaker, the fastness in which I was reading the paper prepared, if it had taken time, it would have taken 2 hours almost. So I don't understand anything which is humanly possible.
I must hear the Minister. I can't hear the last.
So I have been so fast, Madam, because there is so much to speak on the action that we have taken. And I take this opportunity of expressing my gratitude to all those workers who were involved. If we had not taken all these measures, then Mauritius would have been just like it was in COVID a few years back.
Thank you. Next question. Supplementary question.
Yes, please.
No,
the Honourable-
precising because we have lots of young people, so they
Oh.
understand what's going on.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. The Minister in his reply has stated that there have been no imported cases. Can he explain to the House how come? Because we know that both chikungunya and dengue are not endemic to Mauritius.
Yes, Minister?
Madam Speaker, well, I'm not an expert. I have been advised by my officers and the technicians of my ministry that these are all indigenous. This means those viruses must be in the air in the country because they have tested everywhere. And I have just mentioned thousands of tests have been conducted. Up till now, we haven't got any trace of that coming from abroad. If that had been the case, definitely I would have mentioned it. And those cases which are coming from abroad, important ones, are easier to control than those which are indigenous in the country because you don't know from where it comes. And that is the reason why we had to go throughout the nook and corner of the country and we have to do the larviciding and the spread, larviciding and other cleaning works.
Yes, you have another one?
Yes, Madam Speaker. In his reply, the Honourable Minister confirmed that there were no proper surveillance made either at the airport and the port. That's why we have not been able to detect imported cases. Can I ask the Honourable Minister whether the body scanners monitoring temperature at the airport is working and since when? Because we know that on a daily basis we have some 10 flights coming from Reunion Island, and as at date we have some 10,000 cases in Reunion Island
Yes,
of chikungunya.
Minister?
Madam Speaker, number one, I was very, very clear in my language, very simple. I didn't say that we have not controlled. Since the very beginning, we have taken all the action that needs to be taken.
Port and airport.
At both airport and even in places where there have been many crowds also, there have been regular testing work has been going on, but I maintain that there hasn't been any imported cases. And secondly, as far as the airport is concerned, many times even the Prime Minister drew my attention to this, there were no outbreak of any virus, have been drawing my attention to the fact that you have to be very careful at the airport, and I can guarantee the House that all that needs to be done, all that is humanly possible has been done. Just earlier they had put some, I don't know what was that, some camera was put, some equipment was put by the previous government, but none of them are working today. In the afternoon, I'm going to reply a question which was asked to me.
Okay.
Yes, in his reply, the Honourable Minister made mention to an operational plan, and he stated that he had met stakeholders of government. Can I ask him whether there has a task force has been set up comprising not only of government bodies but also of stakeholders in the non-health sectors?
Madam Speaker, I just mentioned that I had presided 2 meetings, and at the same time the local government at its own level, they are doing their best and they are trying to rope in. They are trying to rope in the private sector. Similar is the case, I had forgotten to mention, the case with the Ministry of Tourism. I have got a paper with me where it is mentioned that the Ministry of Tourism has also made an appeal to all the private sector to come forward and to help us. So we can't say that the private sector is not being roped into. Everywhere, wherever the private sector is found, we are making an appeal to them and they are openly supporting us. And definitely in the days to come, if the situation, I hope it won't be like that, the situation goes bad, then of course we are going to take additional measures. As at now, I can tell you that the private sector is fully on board, and particularly local government, environment, and the Ministry of Tourism, including my ministry, we are doing the work.
We had one. Will you let then we already have one.
The Honourable Minister said that he had a meeting with his colleague Minister responsible for education. Can I ask the Honourable Minister whether his ministry has started fogging and larviciding in our educational institutions?
In many places where the need was felt, the work has already started. And if you feel, for example, in the north, there is one institutions which we have in mind, we have to go fast. We are going to do it today. So it all depends, wherever the need is felt, we are going. At one go, we cannot take up all the institutions, but we have to go step by step. But I assure the House, if anyone has got anything to say, any request to make, we are going to immediately implement whatever we have to do.
Okay, honourable member, yes.
Speaker, given that the health diseases such as chikungunya has devastating impact on industries such as the tourism industry, which is already hurting, will the minister consider bold measures, like in India, to introduce genetically modified, non-reproductive mosquitoes to kill off that species of mosquitoes, porteur chikungunya, immediately?
Madam Speaker, we have not arrived at till that situation, but as you were talking about the tourism industry, I have got a paper in front of me where the Ministry of Tourism has already sent letters to all the operators in tourism sector to ensure that the premises and immediate neighborhood have to be cleared and to be kept clean at all times with a view to preventing breeding of mosquitoes. And at the same time, they have also procured additional equipments so that they can try to intensify the work that they are doing. But now it is too premature to come to that extent.
Yes.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Est-ce que le ministre a émis des directives claires aux cliniques privées et à cet effet? Et qu'est-ce qui est prévu si ces mesures ne sont pas respectées? Merci.
You know, according to our existing legislations, the private clinics, they are bound by the decision taken by the government. And my officers, the important officers, that is the responsible officers, are monitoring the situation, and repeatedly we are inquiring from the different private clinics as to the step that they have taken in order to help patients who are getting admitted there.
Yes, Mr. François, then Dr. Omir. But, okay, I think we can make it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, following the detected 11 cases in Mauritius, this makes Mauritius as well already vulnerable for an outbreak at any time. Being given that the Regional Assembly have only administration for health, may I ask the Honourable Minister whether, first, he is aware of any recent reported or suspected case from Maurice, and secondly, whether the Ministry has also activated strict control measures together with local authorities in Maurice for people traveling to Maurice from Mauritius, as at times on the plane, health cards are not being distributed. And if you allow me, whether he will request Regional Assembly for a foray.
He can't answer 5 questions. One question.
I'm trying to put all in one.
Please, let him answer the first question.
Now, Madam Speaker, sir, I would like to add up one thing, because I'm informed by my officers that sterile mosquitoes are being developed and released in the atmosphere. As far as this question is concerned, of course, Roderick forms part and parcel of our country, our republic, and whatever is being done in Mauritius, definitely it will be implemented the same in Roderick. I can assure the Honourable. And at the same time, I'm sending a few officers to Roderick for that purpose.
Well, second question. Come on.
I was going to ask whether he will request Regional Assembly for ref sensitization and awareness campaigns for mass media and community at large to quell any outbreak at any time.
I look into it.
Yes, Dr. Omir.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With regard to detection of chikungunya in the private sector and private health institutions, currently only rapid antigen testing is being carried, and subsequently they are then referred to the central lab. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he could extend the facilities of PCR testing within private institutions so that we have a real value of the number of positive cases in the country? Thank you.
The answer is in the positive.
Okay. Okay, yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether patients suffering from chikungunya are being treated in the same ward as other patients, or is there a separate wards for those patients?
You know, those patients who are admitted in the hospitals, they are kept a bit separately from the other patients.
It's catching.
They are detached from the other patients.
Yes, naturally. You have one more? Yes, okay. Not much time left.
Specific to senior and vulnerable citizens, can I know what are the measures being envisaged to protect our citizens from an outbreak of that chikungunya in the country?
Madam Speaker, all the measures that I have just enunciated, these are the measures that we are taking everywhere. But in fact, for those old age, then special attempt will be made. Well, through propaganda, through television, through radio, we are trying to communicate with everybody. And I'll see to it that in all the healthcare institutions where normally they come for consultations, they will be looked into properly.
Last question.
Madam Speaker, now that the Minister is aware of sterile mosquitoes, may we know how many mosquitoes have been released under the program since the outbreak to date?
Madam Speaker, sir, it is difficult to count mosquitoes. I'm very sorry to say I can't count mosquitoes.
Of course, I didn't hear what the Minister said. I'm sorry, Minister. Maybe it was recorded, but I didn't hear you. Please.
It's difficult for me or my ministry to count the number of mosquitoes that have been released.
Time is up. Time is up. Time is up.
Et voilà donc pour cette PNQ du leader de l'opposition, Joe Lejonga. PNQ axée ce matin, la situation chikungunya et dengue. Joe Lejonga qui fait une question de ministre de la Santé, Anil Béchou. Il a envie que le nombre de cas de chikungunya et dengue qui finit enregistré jusqu'ici, si c'est un cas local ou importé, qui a un protocole qui finit mettre en place à l'aéroport pour détecter un cas, mais aussi qui a une mesure qui finit mettre en place pour détecter rapidement un cas sur l'ensemble de l'île. Et qu'une prise en charge efficace de ban cas rapporté dans l'hôpital, centre de santé public et privé et que médecin du privé, Joe Lejonga qui fait aussi ou les qui mesure qui peut prendre pour freiner propagation de la dengue et que chikungunya et que protège la population. Alors le ministre Béchou fait d'abord fait l'historique du chikungunya. C'est un PNQ qui lui fait répondre avec beaucoup de chiffres, mais les finales très très vite, il faut le souligner. Alors Lydia qui finit au total 8 cas de chikungunya qui finit enregistré. Donc premier cas finit enregistré le 15 mars parmi les régions qui concernées. Parmi ces 8 cas là, c'est la Proneuse, Rivière-Noire, Tamarin, Pérébert entre autres. Et Lydia parmi ces 8 cas là, il y a 5 personnes qui finissent guéries et il y en a 3 dans l'état stable. Alors concernant la dengue, Lydia qui finit 3 cas, il y en a un qui finit guéri. Alors tout ça cas là, que ce soit dengue ou chikungunya, c'est cas local concernant protocole au port et à l'aéroport. L'idée qui peut faire screening de passagers et il y a 97 health officers qui en poste. L'idée qui peut faire surveillance et un operational plan qui finit revoir en février. L'idée aussi qu'il y en a plus que 3000 sites qui finissent inspectés, il y a 8000 tests qui finissent faire, 8000 tests chikungunya, 34 000 tests de dengue qui finissent faire. L'idée aussi, parmi les mesures qui peut prendre, c'est une opération de fumigation, de pulvérisation qui peut faire. L'idée aussi qu'il y a une campagne de nettoyage qui peut faire par une autorité locale. Et l'idée qui finit une réunion du High Powered Committee ministère de l'Éducation. Il finit aussi, le ministre Béchou dit qu'il finit une réunion avec World Health Organization. Et il dit qu'il y a un vaccin contre chikungunya à l'huile en développement, entre autres. Hein.
Oui, entre autres, comment tu peux dire, précis là, deux vaccins déjà disponibles pour la dengue et un vaccin en développement par des équipes scientifiques au niveau international pour la chikungunya. Mais nous retenions aussi un chiffre qu'il nous donné concernant une opération qui peut faire par les services de la santé dans un foyer, peut-être que ce soit à l'ouest ou dans le sud, en pleine Magnan. Donc, finina 2045 Fever Household Survey, c'est-à-dire pour guetter si ban dimouni a une température forte, je gagner la fièvre plus que d'habitude. Et il y a aussi 11 543 love deciding operations qui finissent faire. Et aussi 3346 maisons qui finissent bénéficier de fumigation, which have been fogged. Et pour ça, l'opération-là, le ministère de la Santé peut gagner la collaboration de ban administration locale, c'est-à-dire district council et municipalité, et il y a 455 officiers donc du local government qui nous sollicités pour mener à bien une campagne de nettoyage. Et l'autre affaire qui nous relevait aussi, c'est qui Anil Béchou, le ministre de la Santé, dans une seconde réponse, il dit qui l'inégratie, l'ancien ministre de la Santé, qui dit qu'il n'a pas financé, budgétise les opérations pour ces contrôles ban épidémie comme chikungunya et dengue. Maintenant, intéressant aussi, c'est la question d'Adrien Duval, donc de l'opposition. Il demande à Anil Béchou, est-ce qu'il ou fin pense à introduire ban moustique qui est génétiquement modifié, à ce qui paraît en Inde, c'est le cas, pour ces combattre cette maladie-là. Et Anil Béchou dit que sa mesure-là pas prend en compte ici à Maurice, mais par contre, il y a les sterile mosquitoes qui finissent relâchées. Et dans une question supplémentaire d'Adrien Duval, il a envie de connaître mais combien moustiques stériles il relâchés. Anil Béchou dit pas au courant parce qu'il n'a pas grave compte le nombre de moustiques qui relâchés.
Et deux questions additionnelles aussi, donc de Jolie Jonga qui type envie gagne précision. Est-ce que c'est bien un cas local qui fin importer, donc le ministre Béchou fin maintenir, et aussi une autre question aussi à Louis Sanguili, une question additionnelle
sur les mesures de sécurité peut-être à l'aéroport et au niveau du port, est-ce qu'il nous suffisamment équipés avec ban body scanners pour capable scan le nombre de personnes, le nombre de touristes qui viennent à Maurice au quotidien.
Et voilà donc cette PNQ qui est capable de suivre un large extrait donc tout à l'heure dans le journal de 13h qui est pour présenter par Douchila Mansing. Sinon, lors de la PMQT qui finit de démarrer il y a quelques minutes déjà à Louine, 16 questions donc réservées au chef du gouvernement Navin Ramgoulam ce matin. SMS Poyaz, l'ACO, l'Agalega, l'enquête l'a saisi de 95 kilos de cocaïne dans un tractopelle en 2019 ou encore l'affaire Kanakia.
Donc des questions très d'actualité, comme on connaît, Finena, une interdiction de SMS Poyaz d'opérer récemment pris par la Cour. Ensuite, Agalega, encore une fois, dans l'actualité, nous rappelle qui récemment, suite au passage du cyclone Chido, là-bas, Finena, pas mal de dégâts. Et aussi, là, la semaine dernière, il y a un appel de mon habitant à Galega pour dire qu'ils n'ont pas réussi à gagner un produit essentiel. Ils n'ont pas réussi à le faire dans une commission comme à bizarre parce qu'il y a le navire Maurice Troketia qui finit connaît une avarie temporaire et qui n'a pas à faire un déplacement pour livrer une marchandise.
Et nous apprenons dans le Conseil des ministres vendredi que pour une livraison de produits donc, dans les jours à venir. Oui, alors également au menu ce soir, la présentation du Public Inquiries Bill. L'objectif de ce projet de loi-là, c'est abolir la loi l'urbaine commission d'enquête et remplace-li.
Remplace-li par un projet de loi, par un bill un peu plus moderne et surtout pour capable apporter plus de transparence. Nous tout connaissons, souvent une commission d'enquête qui fait, mais qui ban travaux pas publics et qui ban résultat de la commission par un public. Donc cette fois-ci, l'IPU et sa volonté de plus de transparence, rendre public les résultats et surtout les faire publier dans le Government Gazette.
Autant donc pour cette séance de la PNQ, on est capable de suivre les travaux qui peuvent continuer à l'Assemblée nationale dans nos pages Facebook défimedia.info. Merci à vous, Louis Sanguili.
Merci Priscilla, merci aux auditeurs qui nous ont suivis.
Merci également à l'équipe technique Abhishek Sitowal en régie et également Antish Bawan pour les images. À très bientôt.